Our show is brought to you by Barreto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, The Green Law Firm, personal injury attorney, Kaylin Parker of Magnolia Wealth Strategies, Moe's Pizza, Lance's AC and Heating, CC's Children Blocks, The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB, the Sports Guy. We got another good show for y'all tonight. Tonight, we will pick our semifinal round playoff games. We're going to pick who we think will be going to the Superdome. And I just want to say we're not going to disrespect anyone because a couple of people last night thought we disrespected them, and we didn't. Just want to let y'all know it's all for fun. Also, 7:45, the assistant coach for the Edna Karr Cougars, Coach John Johnson, will join us. I can't do it without my two guys that's always here with me, VK Jones and GP George Peppers. What's up, VK?
What's going on, everybody? Like, tag, share, subscribe to the Hash It Out Show on all social media platforms, and log on to the hashitoutshow.com. And we thank y'all so much for all your support, and we definitely appreciate it. We got our last one coming up Friday, the grand finale of the Hash It Out Show game of the week. It's the Division 4 semifinals non-select between the Logansport Tigers and the South Plaquemines Hurricanes. Looking forward to bringing it to you. But we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the biggest output we have had this season. And I believe we're 4,500 on that one from last week or close. Oh, we there. We're at the mark, right?
I won't say we at the mark, but I think we're close. I'm trying to see.
We're in the neighborhood.
We're in the neighborhood, definitely. Trying to see. It's not showing right here. I don't know why. What's going on?
Let's see, maybe I can
But
check myself. But from the bottom of our hearts, man, we thank y'all for all the support, all our sponsors, and everything else, to go on with the Hash It Out Show and the Hash It Out Show game of the week. And we're looking forward to bringing you a great semifinal Friday to go out for the season.
we're at 4.6. 4.6.
Wow.
So still good. Still good. Hey, we got GP. What's up, GP? We didn't forget about you.
What's up? Yeah, I know, huh? What's up, guys? All's well. 4.6. You know what? We're going to double that Friday night.
Here we go.
We're going to double that Friday night.
There we go.
I told VK last Friday because, our highest output was, $2,000, I think, in the quarters. Not the quarters, the second round game with Kennedy and LCCP.
Yeah.
It was like we cleared. And I told VK, I said, we're going to double it tonight. Day after Thanksgiving, look what happened. 4.6. Well, we're gonna do it again. Why not? We're going out with a bang. And we got a good one Friday night. Well, if there ain't a good game in this semifinal round, I challenge anybody to tell me there ain't a good game because every one of these teams that's here is a step away from the Superdome. One
Definitely
step, just
one step away.
just one. It's
This
48 minutes from a chance at glory.
this
48,
this my new my
and
new my new good friend right here, Jeffrey Mitchell. Jeffrey Mitchell is with Calic, New Iberia. Yes, sir. All love, most definitely, brother. Most definitely, all love,
absolutely.
definitely.
But today was signing day, gentlemen, and it felt like an afterthought. I completely forgot about today being signing day.
Well, I want to get into signing day as a matter of fact, Mister George
Peppers.
Peppers,
Hmm.
because I went out to two schools. I know VK went out to a couple schools. So I'm going to start with mine first, and I'll let VK get in here. I went to Archbishop Shaw first, and where Jasper Parker and um, Jacob
Jacob,
Washington signed with Michigan, and Sheldon Green signed with
as they
Stephen
should
F.
have.
Austin. Signed with Stephen, as they should have. Sheldon Green with Stephen F. Austin. It was nice. It was great to see a lot of students from even Academy of Our Lady. They let them come over to even watch the ceremonies of them signing, and it was great to see that. Jasper talk about and Jacob talk about the relationship they got with Ron Bellamy, former Shaw wide receiver that went and played at Michigan, who was on the Michigan
He
coaching
did.
staff, who had a lot to do with these two guys
Hmm.
um, deciding to go to Michigan. So that was great to see all that happen. And then I drove not too far to Edna Karr High School, where I got to see Oliver Mitchell signed with Tulane, Dejon Smith signed with Louisiana Tech, Teron Francis signed with LSU, Corey Adams signs with Ole Miss. They even had a female basketball player by the name of Sanaa Bean who signs with University of Texas San Antonio, and Jakeem Stewart signing with USC. And I like how Carr does the presentation. It's really like a real special presentation. I got the family seated on chairs on the basketball court. The football team and the girls basketball team was in the bleachers. They announced the players one by one to come out through the football locker room, and they walked. They all dressed up. Bryce Brown said something nice, and it was wonderful. I swear to God, Coach Bryce Brown could be a preacher. He could be a preacher. What he said about each one of these students, and even having the Sanaa Beans basketball coach come up and speak for her, it was just wonderful. It was a wonderful presentation. I loved everything about how Edna Karr made these student athletes feel so special on their signing day. VK.
I gotta agree. They every year they always and I don't know if this is your first time
My first
going
time
to.
being there, and yeah, being there, yes.
I tell you, they outdo themselves every time. And I think this is the first time they have done it in the new gym in the new facility. They've been going into the special room near the library where they usually do the signing day. So this year they made it bigger this year and decided to put in the gym. So not surprising. And Coach Bryce Brown and the administration does a great job when they do signing day. They made it special, but they made it big this year. So, big ups to them, and they do wonderful. They always make the students and student athletes very special over there. And, there's a reason why Carr is a great, not just school for athletics, but great all around school as well, and academic wise and community wise. So, not surprising there. Myself today, I went first of all to my alma mater, St. Augustine High School. They had two signings today. Both and you mentioned both of your Washington and also uh what's the
Jasper.
Jasper both going to
Jasper
Michigan.
Park.
You had Warren Roberts and Jules Baptiste both signing to Tulane today. They
All right.
both signed to Tulane, going to Tulane together, and it was huge for them to be signed. And Coach, I tell you, Coach Valdez spoke highly of them. The president, Austin Taylor, spoke highly of them, and also the principal, Cam Bryce, spoke highly of them as well before they made their presentations and everything else. And when I interviewed them, and I don't know if you've seen the interviews yet, I mentioned and asked about Carter Sheridan.
You didn't tag me.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't put it on Instagram and stuff yet. I had a whole lot going on, but I know Crescent City should have it on the YouTube, so it should be on rotation. But that's my bad. I didn't send nothing out. It's just been one of those long days. But at the same time, I mentioned on the questions about Carter, and they said that was a big factor besides Coach Sumrall. Coach Sumrall did a lot for them, showed them a lot of love, but Carter, being an alumnus of St. Aug, really showing them a lot about the do's and don'ts and about being a man and all that stuff, and showing that, hey, we got somebody that can guide you in there as well. And then for them to be close to home more than anything else. And Coach Valdez mentioned it, like, hey, we're gonna try and sneak through and check you out. But he said, hey, call home anytime when you need it.
Right.
So, that was huge for those two young men. So congratulations to Jules Baptiste and also Warren Roberts. So that is huge for them. And Coach Valdez, we interviewed him as well. He mentioned that a potential 4 or 5 more that might be signing maybe in the second half going into February.
Oh yeah,
So
it's a lot more signing for sure,
yeah,
man. You know that
yeah.
already.
Yeah, and they don't have too many seniors. So at the same time, they say they still have 4 or 5 that's going to be signing. But then after that, I had some time to kill. I wound up going to Holy Cross for their signing today of Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson, the lone early signee, the tight end from Holy Cross, going to Boston College. He
Yeah.
made the choice of going to Boston College. Bill O'Brien talked with him and everything, and told him the fact that, not just offering him a full scholarship, but for him to play his natural position at tight end. So they're gonna definitely, put on some weight on him and stuff like that to get him ready more than anything else at Boston College. And it was an interesting choice for Derek. He talked about it and everything. He said he felt like this is a big opportunity for him to hopefully play at the next level. And he's very fond of Coach O'Brien and his coaching experience. So he's gonna really help him. But he's saying, leaving New Orleans is gonna be kind of hard, but at the same time, this is a big opportunity. And he was like, I'm going to embrace that opportunity to go take on new scenery. But for him to transition from public school to a Catholic school at Holy Cross, and for him to continue that private school kind of education, faith-based education over at Boston College is very huge for him, and it's going to really help him down the line. And he feels more than anything else, he feels that a Boston College degree can really, really get
Oh, without a
him
doubt.
get him a job, get his career really, really going, regardless if you don't even make the NFL. He just
Definitely.
feels that that Boston College education is going to really help him tremendously.
Definitely. What's up, Mr. Wayne Lindsay? Yes, we do remember meeting you at the Frederick Douglass Livingston game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All righty. I see where you're referring at this weekend.
All right.
Definitely. I'm not gonna put it up there for people to see, but I see where you're referring at this weekend.
Yeah.
Uh
And I also want to say this. Scott Watney. Scott Watney talked about the season a bit, and also he said a potential of 3 or 4 that's going to be signed in February.
all right, good deal. George Peppers, you got something to say about signing day?
I mean, it's the first of two, and I've still got to get used to it because I've always been used to the one in February where everybody signs. But we've done this over a handful of years now, and I don't want to say it's growing on me. I don't want to say I'm against it. I don't want to say indifferent. I guess maybe I am, for lack of a better word, indifferent. You know, I do care. I mean, because we cover these kids through high school. And to see this day, it is a victory for all of us and for them because now they get to continue their careers at the next level. And for LSU fans, the bleeding stopped a little bit with Harlan Berry committing to LSU. I don't know if y'all saw that. He did officially sign with the
Hmm.
Tigers. So the bleeding stops because of the guys that have decommitted. Bryce Underwood, thank you. 10.1 million going to Michigan. Um, and then the other two decommits. So today it stopped the bleeding, and VK, you mentioned the two St. All guys going to Tulane. That's a pretty good get for the green with the for the Green Wave. John Summerall has done well recruiting. There's more to come. There's more to come. February, of course, the other signing day, where the preponderance of the other players that have not signed today are going to do so. The ones that are going to make their decisions. I liked how ESPN would cover it. And they don't do it like they used to. They would go all
They did it.
day.
They
And
did it for Jakeem today.
Jakeem Stewart, because Jakeem Stewart is that guy. And now USC, with no defense, gets an All American potential defensive player. And see what's going to happen. I think Jakeem's going to fit right in. I think it's Tackett Curtis Part 2, much better version of Tackett Curtis as far as impact goes. I think Jakeem's going to do
Tackett,
very well. Like, kind of,
Tackett left USC after 1 year.
and I wonder why. I wonder why. I mean, I can
And
just wonder aloud and just say maybe it's the coaching staff there, and I hope Jakeem doesn't meet the same fate. I just think I look at Jakeem Stewart, guys, and I see a natural, gifted football player, best player in this class. I
and,
think
and
best
I think
player.
and
Make
I
it quick,
think
BK. Make it quick.
I think Jakeem is going to do just great because you think about it. A big shout out going to all these people that recruited. You look at USC, Eric Henderson is the recruiter over there. He was
Right.
formerly an Edna Karr Cougar,
Yep.
played for Georgia Tech and then in the NFL. You
Yep.
look at Michigan with Ronald Bellamy. You look at also Tulane with Carter Sheridan. So it ain't just Frank Wilson in the fold, man. You got other people that's really connected but connected to Louisiana, and it's
Mhm.
amazing what they're doing. They're getting that talent.
All right. Marceline, we will let you know about that later on in the show. Of course, Charles want to mess with GP. Yeah.
Oh Lord,
Wait a minute, everybody. So, our next guest, he is an assistant coach for the Edna Karr Cougars. The Edna Karr Cougars will host Calic of Baton Rouge this Friday night right there at Morris Jeff Stadium, a.k.a. Berman Stadium, the Jungle. They're going to host them there. The winner goes to the Superdome. So we bring in the one, the only, Coach John Johnson. What's up, Coach? What's going on?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing this evening?
Doing good, man.
Very
Doing
good,
good.
coach.
I just saw you a few hours ago, but I want to sit here and tell y'all I love how special y'all made these kids feel tonight with the type of presentation y'all did for signing day today, man. It was one of a kind. I've never been to an Edna Karr signing day. I've seen clips and videos through the internet, but being there in person and seeing how y'all put on the show for those guys, I truly, truly, man, acknowledge y'all for that.
Oh man, hats off to all of the young men and their families for all of the hard work and dedication they've done over these past 4 years and their entire lives to get to this point. Um, Shout out also to our school leaders like Dr. Washington, as well as Inspire NOLA, our charter association, Jamar McNeely, my head coach Bryce Brown, and Miss Allen and Taurus Howard, our athletic director. They all put on a fantastic event. Had a great turnout to honor these young men. They looked pretty sharp up there. It was a real event where they got an opportunity also to go up, take the mic, and have a little heart to heart with the crowd and tell a little bit about who they are and what they've been through and what today meant.
Definitely. You never know what these kids are going through. Coach Bryce Brown had a story for everybody, and even Sanaa Bean, the female basketball player for Edna Karr, her coach had a
Yep.
story about her too, man. It was just wonderful, man. And I'm coming back next year. I gotta see it again, man. That was just spectacular. Let's get into it. Baton Rouge Catholic comes to town this Friday night. You guys are hosting them. You guys hosted in the semis last year. We're back in the semis again.
Mhm.
From the loss last year to Acadiana, how much hungrier has Edna Karr been to get back to this moment and to get over this step to get back to the dome, which you guys haven't been since 2020
19,
when y'all played 2019 exactly, but the last championship 2020.
right?
Um, yeah, man. You hit it on the head. Last year we lost to Acadian in the semis at Berman. We don't take many L's at Berman Stadium, especially in the postseason. We had a pretty young team last year. Those kids played very well. They got to the semis. We had a little adversity. We fought back at the end, but we fell short. What it did, it sent us into the all season very, very, very focused as an entire program. Was the coaches, the players, everybody, everyone involved was totally brought in this all season No step was skipped. Every single day, we just took it one day at a time to build, to take one little step further, and understanding that if we stayed the course and we didn't cheat the process, that we'll be back in the same situation again in the semis with an opportunity to punch our ticket to the dome.
You're an offensive guy. What pops out at you when you look at the defense of Catholic Baton Rouge? When you look at them on film?
Well, first of all, I watched a lot of film. I actually just took time out, just got back from the school, had practice, had film after. Just got in last night at this time. When I got home, I was watching film again to the wee hours of the morning. That will let you know everything you need to know about Catholic right there. That Catholic is a quality program. They run a lot of different things, especially on the back end. Play with the quarterback eyes. You better know what you're about to face. You better know how you want to attack it, or you can really struggle in that kind of a game.
Talk about the job Bryce Brown, with you and the staff and the entire staff, has done over these years, not only just winning 4 state championships, but also developing these guys into young men, into successful men, and having good careers once they reach adulthood.
I mean, I think that's one of the pillars of this program that it was built on a long time ago, that is not just about the success on the field for the young men. Like, we truly believe that the most important part that we're doing in this journey is when they come and they show up at our school as freshmen, 10th graders, whatever it may be, that they're a part of our family, right?
Yeah.
That we don't take that for granted. Like, we're not just saying you're a part of the family. We truly treating you, you're an extended part of the family. My son played on the team, right? This year, I couldn't tell you how many times players on the team, except over at my house, been in my swimming pool and just be family. They call my wife mine. Like, it is, you know how it go when there's a brotherhood. But that's the part that we make sure that we take care of the most, that we're not just talking about ball, that we're talking about the character of the young man, making the right decisions on a daily basis, whether it be inside of the classroom or outside of school, the kind of people that you hang with, the things that you get involved with, not hanging with the wrong people, not going to the wrong places, staying focused on whatever your goal is. If your goal is to have a 3.5 GPA for this school year, making sure that you're taking care of your studies every single day, participating in class, actually going to study hall. When you're in study hall, actually paying attention, doing what you're supposed to be doing, making sure that you value the relationship you have with your families at home, right? We get one mom, we get one dad at home, right? If we have that at home, it might be grandma or auntie or whoever it may be. Let's make sure that we are loving those people up and showing them that we appreciate the stuff that they're doing for us on a daily basis, because no one's promised to be here tomorrow, right?
Right.
All of those different things. And you saw it today. If you came with the mothers got honored, the fathers, the families got honored, because we're all in this together, right? It takes a village to raise a child, and it's just part of the Edna Karr village, basically. Now, in the meantime, we're going to win football games, and we're going to be pretty good at that, and we're not going to cheat that process, but we're never going to sacrifice the more important things for just winning the football game.
And that's something I really commend y'all on so much. I really do. And I go back to Algiers, America. And before they even came out, I had met Aaron Anderson. I met him. He always had a smile on his face when I saw him. I remember seeing him at the barbershop that he goes to. And I saw him in there, and I said, I know where you're transferring to. And he's just smiling and laughing. But you would never know his true story till you saw Algiers, America. And that's why I commend y'all so much, because y'all care about the person, not just the football player, but the person themselves.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned your son, John Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And John Johnson had a hell of a year, man. Hell of a year. In my opinion, the best quarterback in the state. He's just a junior. Talk about your son's growth playing the quarterback position.
I mean, I think he's done a fantastic job this year leading us. I thought that last year, having a young team, a whole bunch of new starters, and new quarterback, I thought just like most positions, he was out to prove that he was worthy of being in that spot, right? nothing is given. It doesn't matter who you know, who you're related to. That doesn't mean anything. You have to go out. You got to show up every day, and you have to earn it. You have to earn the respect of your peers, right? Your peers have to believe in you and believe that you're the guy that can lead them to victory. So I thought that was really what last year was about. And I thought that as the year went on, he got better and better last year. And I thought he was really hot the second half of the regular season and the postseason, and we just fell a little bit short. This year, I thought it was more of showing his total game, right?
Yeah.
I thought last year we did a whole lot, quick game, mid-level throws. Did a pretty good job running. I think he ran for maybe like 400 yards last year, something like that. This season has been more about we want to score faster, right? So we came out with it, and it was very intentional this entire all season. We're pushing the ball down the field, and we have some tremendous athletes, right? That buy in, and the whole key is making sure that they get to their landmarks and be where they're supposed to be at, and is on the quarterback to be an extension of the coaching staff, right? The quarterback needs to definitely understand what's going on with the protection, what's going on pre-snap read, post-snap read is going to tell him where the ball needs to go. We're not just saying, hey, you're throwing the ball to Terine on this play. No, it's up to the quarterback. Wherever the ball goes on that play is up to the quarterback. That's what he decided the ball was going to go based off of what he has seen from what the defense is doing. And he's done a tremendous job. I believe he's completing like 82% of his passes. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards, and he's ran for almost 800 yards and accounted for 42 touchdowns with 5 turnovers while playing, in my opinion, no disrespect to any other districts, the best district in the state that plays the best defense in the state of Louisiana. I know there's other districts in the state where there's a lot of points scored by everyone because it doesn't seem like much defense is being played. But in the Catholic League, week after week, the average people probably score. If you're scoring in the 20s in the Catholic League, you're doing a hell of a job. So for us to come out and do what we did this year, I know it seems easy, and when people see it and think that, I didn't hear the stuff like, the Catholic League must be down this year. Yeah, the Catholic League's down. That's why John Curtis is on the other side in the semifinals right now.
Exactly. My last question before I pass it on to VK Jones. Last year, my opinion, I thought Teron, Oliver Mitchell, and Tyrone Wilson was the best receiving core in the state. This year, with Teron and Oliver coming back, and Dejon, they have put on a show. Talk about those 3 guys being the weapons that your quarterback, your son John Johnson, has.
Well, I think Teron Francis is the best receiver in the state of Louisiana, hands down. That's just my humble opinion. From what I've seen film on all of the best receivers in the state this year. No disrespect to anyone. We have some excellent football players in the state. He's a guy that can beat you as a receiver in so many ways. They play man coverage. He defeats man coverage. He plays zone. He runs good routes. Good hands, catches the ball. He can catch it short, mid-level, catch it deep. He does a tremendous job tracking the ball, and he has tremendous yak after he catches it. He's a horse and very difficult to bring down, and the people in SEC will find that out very shortly. Oliver Mitchell was my second leading receiver. He's just signed with Tulane today. Oliver is more of our big possession guy, right? Extreme length, big hands, catches everything that's thrown around him. The ball just sticks to him like glue. Very, very dangerous player. Then the one who emerged this year after we lost Baby T last year that signed with Grambling is Dejon. We called him Day. He was actually our running back last year, and we slid him over to his more natural position this year, and he's just been sensational, very, very explosive, can run every route, catches the ball, and when the ball is in his hand, he turns into a running back.
VK.
Coach, man, great to have you on once again, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta tell you, gotta ask you first, this right here, we've seen a lot from Edna Karr for a long time and everything else. And we've seen some great runs. The state championship runs is as good of a run as anything else in the history of the school. But also this run here of Edna Karr, where you've seen, despite not making it to the Dome, 3 straight years winning the district championship, but not just that, winning in the Catholic League for 3 straight years and only had one loss in 3 years. What you can say about that? How much history that this Edna Karr team has really made?
I mean, hats off to the players that's been dedicated along this journey, because that's been very difficult to do. But hats off to the coaching staff, man. Hats off to the dudes that show up every day and put the time in with the young men also. And when the young men aren't there, that sit around for, man, you have no idea, 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes a day breaking down film to try to put our young men in the best position possible. Man, the Catholic League is it's if you've never coached against it, man, it's unlike anything else in the state. Week by week, man, you're going against excellent programs with excellent players. Schematically, I don't think we've ever come across defenses weekly that make you go back into the lab and adjust basically your whole game plan, because they're throwing different stuff at you every single week. It's not like that in every district. Some districts you could go with your same game plan for 3 or 4 weeks at a time and it's going to work. You can't do that in the category. You do that in the categories, you're going to be leaving the game very upset.
That's very, very understandable, and y'all really did a lot to get to that point. This team this year, hopefully we'll see what happens on Friday. I even told this to Jared. I even told this to George. This reminds me of the 2014 team with Alden Clark his senior year. How much that whole team returned, and then on top of that, dominated the district they was in, and then on top of that, some people was like, "Well, it's not tough as Catholic League." I was like, "Well, that team had 3 teams in the semifinals, and Carl played a tough game against 35 to get to the dome." So it was just the fact that this team this year kind of reminds me of 2014. Do you think it's kind of similar, just a little bit, especially the way the game is playing and also the teams?
Yeah, so you're talking about 2016 Alden senior year.
2016. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
2016.
you're talking about. Yeah, that team was phenomenal, man. That team, offensively, that team was very similar to this team. They had Racy and Dejon as the 2 top receivers on that team, with a couple of the cats that can go. And Alden Clark was sitting back there as a gunslinger, good offensive line play. They threw the ball majority of the game, like we've done this year. They were sound. They were salty on defense also. But also, I mean, on the flip hand side, we talk about this team. This team does the same thing. This team is very explosive. This team can dominate you through the air, and if you play a light box, this team can have a lot of success running the ball offensively. But to go on with that, let's not forget at all that this defense is one of the very best defenses in the state of Louisiana, right? That have players on all 3 levels that buy into the scheme. Our defensive staff does a phenomenal job every single week getting those kids in position and shutting down some really good offenses that we have played against. So, I mean, both teams are very, very similar. This team has an opportunity to stand alone if they close this thing out.
Now, last week you had like a slow start against St. Thomas More, and I know that's the one thing that yourself and also Coach Bryce Brown does not want this week against this Catholic team. You want to really, really kind of start fast more than anything else and try to really take control of the game, because you know how good Catholic is, and you're trying to finally get a victory against these guys.
Yeah, man. Last week was tough. Hey, right what we said, man. This is a hell of a run we on, and we're playing against some amazing programs. I mean, I know a lot of people in the city that might have been in the stands, might have been a little shocked seeing a team come to Birmingham Stadium and it was up 14-0 on us, right? Then you would have to understand that the team we played against won 4 of the last 5 state championships, right? And 2-time to finish state champ. Like, they just like us. They have championship pedigree. They have amazing coaching, and they had really good players. Right. And if you don't come out and do exactly what you're supposed to do exactly the way you're supposed to do it, you can be down in those kind of games. But what I love the resiliency of our kids, that for the second time this year, because we were down 20-0 to hold the cross. People forget that. And we started winning the game like 40-20 or something like that. The kids never blanked, never panicked. And that's the mark, in my opinion, of a great team. Young men that believe that they're going to have success and they're going to win no matter what. No matter what happens, they're going to play the next play as if it's just the next play. Don't get caught up in looking at the scoreboard. Just play one play at a time. Stay disciplined. Don't try to be a superhero. Do your job. And at the end of the day, we're going to have success. Our kids truly believe that, and our coaches believe that.
Very much understandable on that one. Let's have a little fun on this one. This receiving core, this would have been an unbelievable receiving core that we've been looking at. I said it. You know what I said, John, about that. That this is the best receiving core in the state of Louisiana. No disrespect to anybody else. It's just the fact that they have cohesiveness, depth, and it's amazing. Which receiving core do you think this is one of the best? Because I'm looking at that receiving core, the 2016 receiving core that was really good, and your receiving core at Old Prairie Walker when you was at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you think is the best out of them three? Because that is some lethal. Because I'm asking that because of the fact of how this receiving core is just so dynamic of what they do on the field.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I can't say which one is the best, but I can say this. I played quarterback for one of them, right? I saw the other one up close in person, and I'm back a part of this one. I will say that no other receiving core has consistently had to complete the ball. Not just receiving core, quarterback, receivers, passing game has had to complete the ball against drop 8 coverage like this team. Which, if anybody knows what I'm talking about when 8 people drop back in coverage, and you're still consistently able to complete 80% of your passes. That's something special that I have never seen around here.
Wow. Gotta ask you one more, and I'm gonna let George Peppers go ahead with continue with the questions and everything. Yourself as you have had an unbelievable time as an assistant coach, but not just that. You're a part of the turnaround at Old Prairie Walker with Frank Wilson, getting to the Superdome for Old Prairie Walker. All of a sudden, you was an assistant coach. You been through a lot at Carr, couple dome trips. You get a state championship, not just at Carr. You get a state championship with Landry Walker as an assistant, and now another opportunity, but not just that. Your son at quarterback. How much? How sweet it would be that Carr gets it done, but not just that your son is the quarterback that gets the state
title. Good question. Good question. It'd be very sweet. I mean, the different thing with this would be that John's been blessed to be along for that whole journey, right? He was a little kid with Munchie Lego, and I coached Munchie Lego at Edna Karr back then, right? Then the great Tonka George. He was at the practices, right? He had his little football and was doing his drops and throwing the ball with those legendary players, right? When I was at Old Perry Walker, Devin Powell that played at Tulane. He was at practice with Devin Powell, right? The Lajon Cartiers that played quarterback in college. Another one that's like a mentor to him that he was there every step of the way from when Keaton Thompson was sleeping at my house on the regular, and his nickname was the Giraffe when he was a baby giraffe, right? He was able to, we have the videos of him practicing with those guys, like, right, hitting the levee, doing his drops, doing all of those different things. And all the way to now, all of those great players at those different programs, and just being able to be a locker room guy and be around everything and understand the ups and downs that come with playing the position, right? One of the most important things, if you want to be successful, this for any young quarterback, right? Any quarterbacks out there, period. If you want to be successful at quarterback, you cannot be emotional, right? If you're an emotional creature, then when things are going very well for you, yeah, you're on the high. It's easy for everybody to play ball and go out there in front of everybody and do stuff when it's going good. Well, we up 35-0. The crowd going crazy. I could call anything. I could go and throw anything. We feel good. No pressure. Yeah, but what you gonna do when there's 10,000 people there and you're down 14-0, and you threw an intercept already, and you're hearing the people like, "Oh, what the quarterback doing?" At that point in time, if you're emotional, now you've hit a low, and if you hit that low, then it's hard for you to get out of that rut and get back up. The quarterback has to be even keel, whether or not he throws 6 touchdowns or he throws 2 picks, right? He has to have the mentality, look, give me the iPad, show it to me on film, let me see what's going on, what they're doing. I'm ready for the next drive. I'm ready for the next play, and I'm going to have a clean slate when I go back out there. If you can't do that, you can't play quarterback at this level against the kind of defenses that we play against. And you can't play quarterback in college.
Wow. Amazing. That is a mind of an offensive coordinator, but not just that, a mind of a quarterback. Gotta love it. George Peppers.
Coach Johnson, first off, thank you for taking the time for joining us here on the show tonight in advance of your semifinal against Baton Rouge Catholic, who, of course, is the champs. They won this thing last year. Y'all trying to take it from them. Gotta say this, though. Let me start with this. Because all the stuff that I'd heard week 1 at Shaw. Hate to say it, Jared. My bad.
I
I
picked
mean,
him to
you're a
beat
Shaw
y'all.
alum.
I picked him to
I
beat
know that.
y'all.
It's not that. It's the fact that I'm bringing up a bad. You're a Shaw alumnus and
Oh,
you got embarrassed. So, okay.
George, if the field was dry, I really think the score might have been a little bit worse. I'm just being honest. I'm just being
Well, they
real.
got 48 on a Francine-laden field because it was right after Hurricane Francine, if I remember right. But where I'm going, Coach, is this. From that game, when y'all just thoroughly whipped Shaw, 48-21, by the way, do you feel like that game, I don't want to say it was a propeller, did you feel like there was something special with this particular car team for 2024?
We knew there was something special about this car team 3 years ago.
Mm.
And anybody that listened to what we had to say 3 years ago, they knew that when this time came, that we thought we had one of the best teams in the country.
Very confident and love that answer. I actually think that I agree because I've said it to anybody who would listen, not just to media friends, but to friends of mine who are like, look, how good is this car team? I said, not to exaggerate, but y'all could beat some college teams the way y'all play. I know it's a little exaggerate, because college teams, high school, and all that. But I look at your team and I feel like I think this leads to my next question. Was that what Edna Karr has done? And I know they haven't finished the job yet, but let's say you guys do it. You beat Catholic Friday and beat whoever gets out of the other semi, Curtis or Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this car team rank in the annals of history of great car football championships? Because there have been some dynamic car teams. Where does this one rank if they win it?
I personally believe be one of the greatest teams in Louisiana history.
I'd have to agree. I really would. I mean, I look at that team, and y'all have taken some good teams and just really took them to the woodshed. The only team that even was even within a zip code of you was Jesuit, and that was back in the regular season. Your lowest output was against them. But let's go to last week's game at St. Thomas More. Me and VK were at South Plaque last week, and we were like, we saw 14-0, and I'm thinking to myself, man, no, it's good. They'll be fine. What was the mood on the sideline? And at that point, that's a 4-time state champion for the last 5 years. And they jumped the gun on y'all. That's the first time y'all been punched in the mouth this year. Like, legit punched it. I mean, you had Holy Cross get y'all early. I mean, yeah, Holy Cross got on y'all 20-zip. I remember that. But I'm saying in a playoff setting, as the games get, more high octane, high pressure, how do teams react? Carr made a massive statement that night, 42-14. But what was said when it was 14-0?
Get the iPad and let's adjust to what the defense is doing and go play the next play.
How's the excitement level been at the school this week in advance of the semifinal?
The school's very excited. They're excited every week. We have great support.
Mm-hmm.
Great support weekly, prep rallies weekly, all of that great stuff. That's for the student body and the staff and all of that. But the program is just going to show up and go to work every day and grind and practice and not cheat the process and try to receive your payment on a Friday night.
For as great as you guys have been this year, and you guys have been super, super good, coaches always nitpick. There's always somewhere where you're like, man, if we can fix this a little bit. we can really do some more. Where is that with this Carr team?
Now we could do even more. Play even
Scary
faster.
though. Mm.
Play even faster.
And on that Superdome carpet next week, if you get there, boy, that's gonna be scary to see. I don't know who it's gonna be, Curtis or Alexandria, but y'all got a good one Friday night against Catholic. What does Catholic bring to you, and as far as a challenge? What kind of a tempo do you feel like with that group? That's a team that was high octane last year. They don't look as high octane this year. But what have you seen from them?
Championship programs find a way to win, and that's what they do. Right? They're not going to beat themselves. They're going to show up. They're going to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there. They're going to play a million miles per hour. They're going to be physical. Right? They're going to have a belief that they're supposed to win the game and they're supposed to punch their ticket and go to the Superdome.
As they should, because they have that pedigree to do that. With that said, what would it mean? I mean, what would it mean? Let me stop there because I always ask this, but you've already answered that, so I'm not going to ask that again. Being repetitive. What was the most difficult game this year for you guys through the season? Do you feel like the team that gave you the most push, or really just like, hey, well, look, we got to really knuckle down and get it?
Most difficult time we've had, I don't know if it's a game. It's probably when we were live one-on-one at practice, offense and defense. It's probably the most competitive stuff of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I believe our defense is the best defense we've gone against all year. We're probably the best offense they've gone against all year.
I agree.
Yeah, but I can't argue because that offense is just ridiculously good. It's Madden-esque. You guys can drop 45 to 50 points a game and just be like, no sweat. That's how good your offense has been. And looking at the teams you've beaten, the Catholic League, we still half the semifinals is Catholic League teams. You and John Curtis, Shaw, who won by 27, is the favorite to win Division II. So if anybody wants to question, even think of beginning to question this Edna Karr team, don't do it. You're just setting yourself up for failure if you talk that. But my last question before I turn it over back to Jared. Well, when you look at the field, Alexandria is on the other side of the bracket. If you guys you've played Curtis and you handled Curtis earlier, but Alexandria's gotten a lot of ink this year, and for good reason. I mean, they've beaten some really good teams. They've got your offense. They could score a lot of points too. What have you seen from them?
Good team, really good team, and they're playing against a really good John Curtis team. And
yes, they are.
That will take care of itself. I mean, I can't say I've been watching film with them because, like I said, if I wasn't on this right now, I'll be back to watching film of Catholic, which I'm going to do as soon as we end this because Catholic has Edna Karr's attention, and this is the championship game because every week has been the championship game of this season. That's how we approach everyone. That's the honest truth.
Okay.
Oh, Coach John Johnson, my friend, man. Thank you for taking time out your schedule to join us. What
George,
you got?
I got one thing for George.
Go ahead.
Eric, right, George?
What's that?
You went to John Eric, correct?
Oh Lord, yes, I did.
No, it's not bad. I promise, it's not bad. What year you came out of Eric?
90.
You came out of Eric in 90. So when you were in middle school, John Eric won the championship 85 last, right?
Yep. Against St. Martinville, 42-7.
So I lost in the championship to Curtis my senior year, 14-16, right?
Okay.
And we're trying to hope that my son can win a state championship, right? Do what his dad couldn't do.
Right.
But he's also trying to join my uncle, which is his great uncle, in Leonard Moon Valentine, and being a state championship quarterback from the
One of the best I've ever seen, Coach. I'll say it right now, and I'm 54. I'll give you my age. I've seen a lot of great quarterbacks come and go in Louisiana. Leonard Valentine was that dude to me. And I'm not saying it because he went to Eric, but my eyes don't fail. That guy was an outstanding player, and I wish. I had a class with him. I said, Moon, don't go to LSU. Because they were loaded at quarterback then. I was like, man, go somewhere else where you could flourish early. But he went to LSU, and LSU had Mickey Guidry. They had Tommy Hodson, all those guys up there. Wickersham. I was like, man, and I forgot. Was Arnsparger the coach there when he went? I forgot. I don't remember when Mike Archer took over.
Ooh, it was either there or right before, one of them.
I know it's in that ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Moon Valentine was just point being, he was one of the greatest I've ever seen.
Well, we're trying to be dominant like those Eric teams of the 80s. Make you feel
Yes. Well, I mean, considering this season for Eric, I could use a little, it'd be good.
And also shout out to Mr. Shaw, JB, you guys.
Definitely.
In the semis. They played a great Kennedy team, great talented team. Coach LP's and staff does an amazing job, and they fell a little bit short. We knew that'd be a great game. This is just off topic, not just that in the car stuff. I follow the show, so I listen to what you guys be talking about on the regular. And I think that Shaw team has every opportunity in the world to go and win a state championship this year and give Coach Hank his second one?
His second one. Yeah.
The second one since 87?
Since 87.
Yeah, I follow football a little bit.
Yeah, you do.
Just a little.
Yeah, Coach. One more thing I want to tell you, a special message from the Hash It Out show itself, if JB doesn't mind on this one.
Go ahead.
All right. Now, if y'all guys get the job done, hopefully if y'all get to the dome and not just that, finish the job, let Bryce Brown know we have a spot for him the week after the state championship.
I was
on as a guest.
I was going to say that. Yeah,
I was hoping you forget. Because I know sometimes how you be going out and everything else. So, just let Bryce Brown know that we are waiting for him that next week.
I'll definitely pass his message on and tell him that after we win it, God willing, and we do what we're supposed to do against a great Catholic team, and somehow we show up in the dome against whoever that is, and then we'll try to put forth a championship effort that week, and then we win that game, God willing. I'll be sure to pass that message on to Coach Bryce and tell him he needs to get on the Hash It Out show to celebrate this season and have some good talk.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach John Johnson, my friend, thank you, man. Good luck Friday night.
All right, guys. Y'all take care.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach John Johnson of Edna Karr. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, VK has a rant that he wants to get off his chest. Says he couldn't talk about it yesterday with us, so we're going to let him talk about it for 5 minutes. And then we're going to get into our picks right here on the Hash It Out show.
Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353. Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
Head coach of the Hornville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out show.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out show. I'm your host, JB, the sports guy, joined by VK Jones and George Peppis. The Hash It Out show game of the week is between the South Plaquemine Hurricanes and the Logan Sport Tigers. You can catch the game on the YouTube page of JB the Sports Guy. Pregame at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. VK Jones and George Peppis calling the game. VK Jones, I know you got a rant to get off your chest. Go ahead, man. What you got? Oh, wait. Hold on, VK. Hold on. I'm sorry. All right, VK, go right ahead.
Well, it's not really a rant. I know you guys talked about it yesterday, and I'm trying to keep it much as possible, more than anything else. Rivalry week was very intense in itself. Kind of went to another level that we've ever seen before. And I ain't gonna lie, it was interesting in itself that a lot more road teams wound up winning this year in rivalry week. So it was unbelievable to see. But we seen a lot of brawls, a lot of fights, and man, it's amazing how some people and analysts kind of touted this thing like about if you didn't win on the field, why are you gonna win all? How you gonna try to fight off the field and all? I mean, just really, this is what we doing? We're combating violence with violence. And it's almost like, to me, some people are like, well, they have a right to plant a flag on the field. I'm like, to me, hell no. You're disrespecting a team's place of worship, a team's place of sacrifice, a team's place. You do not plant no flags. I understand you want to celebrate on the field. Go ahead and celebrate. Fly the flag. I'm okay with flying the flag. But don't plant it on the middle of the field. Have you lost your mind? Do you realize that will start a fight anytime? Now, what Ohio State did with the pepper spray kind of went too far. That went a little bit too overboard. But at the same time, no way in the world opponents should plant any flags in the middle of the field. And it will, and to be honest, it's going to be outlawed. It is going to be outlawed. Because the fact of the matter is that you don't disrespect a team's home field. I don't care what anybody thinks. To me, it is disrespectful. If I'm a coach, and I'm a coach now, what I always tell teams all the time after a game is over, yeah, we can go celebrate, but we're going to shake these people's hand first. We're going to shake these people's hand. No smack talking, no none of that. We're going to shake their hands, say good game, and then we're going to celebrate. We got to do it the right way sometimes. Now, people talk smack and we wind up winning and all that. Cool. But we're not about to do all that extra stuff. We're not doing that. And it's going to get outlawed. So plain and simple, like I said, teams are going a little too far. This flag planting, it's got to stop. I'm sorry. It's got to stop. Yeah, don't lose. You're right about that. Don't lose. But at the same time, regardless of don't lose, that's going too far. No way in hell I am planting a flag on my opponent's field.
I said on the show yesterday, I said that the NCAA is going to get involved and they're going to ban flag planting flags. They're going to ban it, and if a team were to do it, they're going to fine them because they gotta put their foot down to stop these fights from happening due to that. So I'm telling you, a rule's going to come out eventually that planting a flag is going to be banned from the NCAA. They got to do something to stop this from happening. And Saturday, it went too far. I mean, we thought Ohio State, Michigan, because we saw that, probably thought that would be the end of it. No, it went on and on and on throughout the rest of the Saturday night with different games. Man, it was just too much.
I think people, and it was funny, copycatting. I think people, because Ohio State, Michigan was the first game of the day.
Yeah.
So everybody decided, hey, how about we do this? I couldn't believe. Now I ain't gonna lie. What North Carolina did, yeah, they did right. NC State want to try to plant the flag. Oh hell no, you ain't planting the flag on our Tar Heel. Oh no, I was most shocked in a little bit with Arizona State. You really want to put your folk in the middle of the A, bruh? I counted about what 4 or 5 brawls, the whole maybe 6. I'm gonna say this. Was it intense? Yes. Was it? It was kind of. Was it a little exciting? A little bit. It was kind of funny too because it's like, wow, bruh, it's like that. The hate is really, really real now that we're doing this. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it to me. It just gotta stop. They gotta stop.
Yes.
All right, let's get to the picks, everybody. Let's get to the picks. I think George did say the results yesterday. You want to say it again, right quick, George?
Jack, you and VK shared the sports last week. The two games ahead, we are now level headed to Sunday week, and the VK is still chasing. But the point being, percentage wise, well, three of us are really rolling these playoffs, and I hope it keeps going this week and into next.
All right. Well, let's get going with the picks.
Where are
We're
we
gonna start
starting?
with Division 4 non-select
Okay.
game. Not game number one, but the top side of the bracket. Number one, Haynesville versus number 12, General Trask. Give me Haynesville going to the dome. Who you got, VK?
Give me the Golden Tornadoes of Haynesville going back to the dome.
All right. George GP Peppers. Who you got?
Whatever I said to you guys about Haynesville all year long, that this was a year of redemption, that they were embarrassed last year at the hands of Oak Grove and the Dome. Remember, we were there, and they did something atypical of a Haynesville team. They didn't play defense that night. This season has been a complete season of redemption, and you gotta give a shout out to General Trask this year. 12 seed into the semifinals. I just don't think they have what it takes to make that last step. Give me the Golden Tornado as well.
All right. We all got Haynesville. And on the bottom part of the bracket, we cannot give you picks
Nope.
on this game. You all can pick it though, but we cannot pick it because that is the Hash It Out Show game of the week. 6 seed Logan Sport at number 2, South Plaquemine. So we cannot call that game.
Nope.
We're going to move to Division 4
Select.
Select.
Hmm.
All right. So top half of the bracket, it is Vermilion Catholic taking on the 12th seed Kentwood. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've been back and forth with this one. Back and forth. But Vermilion Catholic to me hasn't seen the amount of athletes that they will see come Friday night. Yeah, they saw Riverside, and they got Riverside by more than 2 touchdowns. But we got more athletes on this field with Kentwood.
No, they won by 5.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, for me, Catholic, yeah, they did that in the regular season. Okay. I think you were talking about last week because Riverside lost by 5 to Ascension. My
Oh,
bad.
see. You catching that VK Jones syndrome of interrupting people.
No, there you
Um,
go.
um, I'm gonna go Kentwood. I think
Ooh,
Kentwood goes to Vermilion Catholic and they get the win. Give me Kentwood. VK Jones.
Ooh, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give you a lot of credit. Lot of credit on that pick. I like that a lot. That you're going all out to good Kentwood in the championship game. I would love to go to that position too. Kentwood has really overcome a lot of things, but I got Vermilion Catholic. I think the experience is going to be a little bit too much for Kentwood. Kentwood will be very deadly coming next season with all the starters returning. So Kentwood's going to give Vermilion everything they have, but I think that experience of Vermilion Catholic is going to get it done. Give me Vermilion Catholic.
George Peppers.
give you a little nugget, gentlemen, and double check this, but I'm almost 95% sure. Vermilion Catholic has never beaten Kentwood in a football game. They've never beaten them. This is their greatest chance to do it at home with an offense that averages north of 50 points a game. And Kentwood, as we mentioned, is young. But you know what they've done in these playoffs? They have grown up fast. Look what they did to the reigning champion Southern Lab Kittens last week. Dominated that. football. Kentwood, I get what you're saying. Absolute chance to win this thing on the road. At the end of the day, though, the Screaming Eagles are too. I think they're going to be a little too much. I think Vermilion Catholic wins a high octane, high scoring game. I'd say a touchdown separates these two, but give me the home side, Vermilion Catholic.
All right. Division 3 non-select. Here we come.
We know you still got one more semi
I do.
in the selection. Yeah,
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry,
Ascension,
y'all.
Ascension.
Assistant Catholic. Yes, my apologies
You good,
to
man?
everybody.
You good?
All right. So the bottom side of the bracket, we have Ascension Catholic hosting Washita Christian. Now, Washita Christian, we know who they are. We know about them. Perennial power. Always get to the dome. Didn't happen last year. Now they want to rewrite the wrong from last year and get back. But man, I think Ascension Catholic is a team of destiny. And I think Ascension Catholic gets the job done. Coach Loel Narcisse, first year as a head coach, is taking his team to the dome. Give me the Bulldogs of Ascension Catholic. CK.
I look at this matchup, and Washington Christian has really overcome some things and everything else, and they have a lot of experience in the in the postseason, especially being in this position. This is the first semifinal berth for Ascension Catholic, but Ascension Catholic has been digging and digging.
Oh, you know,
And
Troy Narcisse will tell you that they won a state championship a few years ago.
okay. I wanted clarification. Thank you, because I knew they made it deep at some point. I don't know the one state, but I'm glad that Troy pointed that out. Appreciate it, because I just wanted to make sure I was. If I was wrong, I was wrong, but I know I kept up with them a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a really good program, and one of my guys work over there, Troy LaBeouf. Big shout out to him. Yeah, Ascension has been successful before, and they're here again. I think Washita Christian is really good, but I think Ascension Catholic, especially returning a whole bunch of starters from last year, I think they're a lot more seasoned than Washita Christian. I am taking Ascension Catholic to the dome.
Show us Peppers.
I gotta say this before we pick. What was it you said last week, VK, when Washington Christian took on Covenant? That's not that team. They're not that team. Last week you were stressing it, and they beat the brakes off of Covenant Christian. Ended a great Cinderella year for those guys. They're another team with a purpose to go in and try to get back to the dome. They played a tough schedule. They've had some bumps, but they feel like they've righted themselves now at this point. Ascension Catholic, the best thing that could have happened was last week. Tooth and nail battle with a very legit Riverside team, wins the game. Dedrick gets his, but they still found a way to win. They still found a way to win. And teams that do that, yeah, and do yourself to me. I'm going to agree with you guys. I'm going home side here, Ascension Catholic, to New Orleans next week.
Okay. Now we can go to Division 3 non-select. St. James Union Parish, the state championship game rematch from a year ago. St. James, they're young. They are a young team, but they have proven doubters wrong this year. Here they are in the semis. Union Parish, defending state champs, had to go for two to defeat St. James last year. You know that bitter taste is still in St. James' mouth. But Union Parish got to come to St. James. They got to take that trip from up north. And I think you're getting a great ball game again. That's going to come down to the wire. But this time, St. James scores late in the ball game to win this game. St. James going back to the dome. I say a pass to Villanueva for the touchdown. That's what I'm saying. St. James to the Dome. They get their revenge over the Farmers of Union Parish. Coach Pat, if Coach Pat is watching, he probably sitting there saying, "Oh, they're going to hash it out, show guys. They doubted us again. It's like last year. We had them on the show." Go ahead, VK.
Man, I gotta tell you, man, Coach Pat, great guy, man. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And I know he's gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna come get you, hash that show. You can see it right now. I think this is gonna be a very, very close game. Coach Pat's done outstanding with his team once again, trying to defend their title and everything else. It should be very good. St. James, this is one of the youngest teams, and what a job Lavanta Davis has done this year. Tremendous job. And it's going to go down to the wire. And I say this about St. James, and you look at the history. They're pretty god doggone good in payback games. Remember last year against Manny at home.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, they went against a team in the playoffs and knocked them off. They're good at payback games. They're gonna have to earn it. But I think St. James gets it done and gets back to the Dome for the second straight year. Wildcats.
All right. Who you got, George?
Okay, this was a game I wrestled with. Of all the games that we are picking, this was the one that I really, really hard time going either way. But a lot of things played in my head. Coach Patafore is, you know, on us about the Hatch It Out show, doubting them. Uh, the game last year, Jared, you and I were on the sideline on that last drive on Union sideline because St. James was loaded. They had 1,000,000 people on their sideline, so we decided let's go on the other side. And I remember telling you if they drive and score, and Travion Holly was right there in front of us, they were going to win the ball game. They found that was a clutch drive by a young Union Parish team last year. Guess who's young this year? St. James. Here's the problem. Union Paris's brand of football is extremely difficult to defend. They are a extremely powerful team. They pride themselves with their physicality with the offensive line. But you know what? St. James played those guys tough on the carpet, and now they get them at home in Vacherie. Union Parish has got to come from right near the Arkansas border. That's where the old school is. It's right near the Arkansas border. With that said, I know you guys are picking St. James, and nothing would please me more than to see Lavonta Davis get back to the Dome. But I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win a Pick'em championship, and I can't be uniform. I'm gonna go with the road team, Union Parish, to eke out another close one. I think last year's semifinal at Gina was a grow up moment for them, and then winning the state title was a big grow up moment for them. I'm gonna go Union Parish to win a classic.
All right, cool. Let's go down to the bottom of the bracket. I had somebody ask if I can make the bracket bigger, and that's what I did. Let me know if that's good for you. Always gotta, make sure our fans are satisfied as much as possible. Kind of like customer service. Bottom of the bracket, Sterlington versus Gina. Gina back in the so look, all 14 made the semis last year, just different matchups. Sterlington and Gina. I'm telling y'all, the Gina Giants, man, to make it 2 years in a row in the semis is something that they usually don't do, and now they have done it. But I don't think they get over that hump of getting to the Dome this year. Give me the Panthers of Sterlington. Sterlington Panthers back in the Dome. VK.
Man, I think it's amazing. Like I agree with you. Gina, just it's just been amazing how they overcame a lot, losing a lot of seniors for them to get back to the Superdome. Not I'm sorry, get back to the semifinals for the second straight year, and it says a lot for Central Louisiana. And I mean, they're really, really coming up. They really have made their name and everything else. So this is huge for that region in itself. Gina, I think they're gonna bring. I think they're gonna give it all they had. This is gonna be a game that goes down to the wire, all the way to the last seconds. But I'm gonna go with the Panthers as well by a field goal to get back to the Super Bowl.
George Peppers.
For all the good that we've heard about Central Louisiana this year, Thomas Bachman at Alexandria, Jimmy Hillman at Bunkie, those two teams have legit chances to win. How about the job Jay Rourke has done with this young Gina team this year? That is one of the best coaching jobs in the area, maybe in the state. That was a team that got pasted by Bunkie earlier this year, 41-0, and they have bounced back to get to the semifinal. With that said, Sterlington fears nobody. They have played the Giants, and they have played big programs. West Monroe, they took them to the wire. And yeah, West Monroe's not here, but that's a small two. Sterlington, I think this is 2A, right? In class. If we were playing 1 to 5, I think this is a 2A program, right?
Two
I
A to
think they
three
are.
A.
I think they 2A.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they are with enrollment. That's what I'm getting at, is about their enrollment. Um,
Yeah. Because the
Gina,
last state championship they won was a 3A state championship.
it was.
They beat Madison Prep.
Yes, they did. And they beat him
No,
pretty good,
they
too.
they, they beat Union.
No, they beat
No,
I think it
Madison
was
Prep.
Madison
They
Prep.
beat Union a couple years ago. Trey Holly
Oh,
Jr.
wait, more
year.
recent.
Trey Holly Jr. year. Sterlington and Union Prep played. Sterlington defeated them. Jake Trey Holly's junior year.
Okay.
They probably won. They probably won two of them because I remember that Madison Prep game.
Debate? Debate?
I remember that.
Okay.
That was that Madison Prep team that was supposed to win it, and Bobby Breen was the coach, and they wound up pulling that win.
Everybody's saying
Well,
Sterlington is
anyway,
a 318. They saying they are 318.
okay. So now enrollment, I thought they were, and okay, I thought their enrollment was 2A,
Me
borderline
too.
3.
Thank you,
I'm
everybody.
going,
Thank
Thank you,
y'all.
I'm,
guys.
thank y'all for that clarification. I'm going to go with the Panthers with you guys. I love what Jay Rourke has done at Gina. I just think this is an all wrong matchup. I think Sterlington wins it, not handily, but solidly.
Ooh, solidly. All right. All right. So let's go to Division 3 select. All right. First game. Dunham versus Bunkie. Bunkie has to go to Baton Rouge for this game. Guys, I think the Bunkie Panthers will be heading to the Dome. I think Bunkie will get this win over Dunham. Give me the Panthers of Bunkie. Bunkie Panthers. I think they about to announce themselves for real. We know about Elijah Haven and everything, but Bunkie about to come with some talent and some athletes. Give me Bunkie. Go ahead, VK.
Well, interesting in itself. I mean, this. I think it's going to be a close game in itself. This is, Bunky has been really, really unbelievable all year long. But I'm gonna go with the best player the best player right now in this ball game, Elijah Haven, and what he did last week. He did not let Dunham die, and he came back and he got Dunham to the semifinals, and he's gonna get Dunham to the Dome. Give me Dunham to the Superdome.
All
You
right,
want to
well,
justify that top 5 ranking you gave him earlier this year? Isn't that right, Mr. Boyd?
yeah.
I get it. Well, they let's correct the narrative. They didn't win that game. Took that game away, 30-7, and there's no excuse. They lost that game. Dunham didn't win it. I'm sorry. That's the narrative that should be the more accurate one. Not discrediting what this Dunham team is about. But you guys are about to see what this Monkey Panther team is about because we talk about Elijah Haven. You better take a look at Dylan Compton and Kyle Johnson. That is a great 1-2 combination, packed with a great defense that has
Yep.
given up in 13 games. They've given up 77 points. That is incredible. And that's what's going to win this game for the Monkey Panthers.
Hey,
Bunky's my pick.
VK says Elijah Haven is the best player on the field, but I think Houston commit Kyle Johnson may be the best player
That
on that
dude is
field
that
that
Jared.
night.
I've seen game tape on this kid. He is outstanding. I don't know if he's
No,
better than Haven. Talk about
nobody,
Johnson.
nobody can catch a ball on him. Nobody.
No, no, not at all. See, and this is the thing that the assumption is Dunham won't start like they did against LC Friday. It's not that. Bunky's defense is just plain better than Lafayette Christian. I just gave you the number 77 points in 13 games.
That's good.
Average that out. That is insane. 6 points a game? And they survived Jules Sumner, a wing T for a formation team. Those offenses are always tough to defend. Always. And now they get a wide open Dunham. We're going to see Jimmy Hillman get the buses warmed up. Everybody in Bunky will see you in New Orleans next week.
All right.
Jared, I got a little bit of a clarification.
Uh-oh.
Sterlington did win the state championship in 2021 against Union Parish,
Yeah.
and they won a state championship in 2016 against Madison Prep.
I didn't. I
So
wasn't doubting you that they beat Madison Prep, but I was just saying the more recent one was against Union. That's all I was saying.
that's actually, you were correct on that, and I was correct on that they lost. But at the same time, you were right. It was the most recent was against Union Parish. I just remembered that particular ball game, and it's probably maybe one of the big upsets of that particular year of the state championships, because that Madison Prep team was really, really, really good, and they just couldn't finish the game right there. Couldn't finish the deal, that year.
All right. The bottom side of the bracket. Calvary Baptist hosting Catholic of New Iberia. Catholic of New Iberia, I love y'all. I love y'all. I do. But I don't see it this weekend. I don't. The Cavaliers of Calvary Baptist going back to the Dome, the defending state champs going back, VK.
Where can I start? Well, I'm not going to disrespect Catholic of New Iberia. It's a great program. It's a hell of a program.
Yeah.
They're gonna be ready to go. They're gonna be ready to go. They're gonna be ready to play. They could have a good start in the ball game. They could have a great start in the ball game, I could say. But Abram Waddell and company is just gonna take over, close it, slam the door, and they're going right back to the Superdome. Calvary Baptist.
George Peppers.
So the question was midway through the season, is Calvary Baptist vulnerable? They still may yet be, because if they win, and if we're right on the other game, Jared, Bunky Calvary Baptist sets up to be a very, very dynamic showdown. If we're right, I think the Cavaliers handle their business here. Catholic of New Iberia took advantage of an unfortunate set of circumstances last week, with with the two alignment for Newman not playing, and then the myriad of other injuries. And I don't want to discredit what they did. 31-0 against Newman is an incredible number. But, there were some key components not there for Newman last week. The components are there for Cavalry Baptist.
They about
That
to come
offense
for him,
is,
VK. They about to come for him, VK.
oh, they come for who, me?
Yeah, see, that's
Cavalry
what they get.
Baptist is
That's what
winning
they
this
got mad
game.
about. That's what they was mad about yesterday. They thought, like, by us saying, when I asked VK, you think the injuries, da 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 da. VK's like, no, I don't think so. I mean, that happened, but I don't think so. Oh, that's when they were like, oh, y'all disrespecting us. They about to come for you.
It's okay. I'm a big boy, but for this game, I'm going to go with the Cavaliers to win and march their way back to New Orleans next week.
All right, let's go to Division Two non-select, everybody. All right, here we go. First game, Franklinton taking on Iowa. I'll start it off. There'll be a lot of purple and gold. Jeffrey Mitchell's going with Caliga New Iberia. Yes, sir. I know you are, my man. I know you are. There'll be a lot of purple and gold in Franklinton, Louisiana this Friday night on both sides of the stadium. But which purple and gold will win? Man, Don't you know Iowa has never been to a state championship title game at all? Never, ever in the program history. That changes Friday night. Iowa punches their ticket to the state championship game with the victory over Franklinton. Give me the Yellow Jackets. VK.
I like your pick, Jared. I really do. I really do like your pick, and I'm not saying it because I'm not trying to be facetious. I think Iowa is a really good team, a really really good team. They play very very tough all year long. A veteran Iowa team that is very seasoned, and they have a great shot of winning on the road Friday night. But at the same time, I think this is going to be a very close game. They'll go down to the wire, and this could be big. Franklinton having a chance to go to their second state championship trip. But at the same time, this could be history Friday if Franklinton wins this state championship. Big time history because of the head coach. I have counted and I did a lot of research that there have been 7 head coaches in the history of the state of Louisiana that has led 2 schools to a Superdome berth. I looked everywhere. There's no other coach, no coach. But at the same time, if Franklinton wins Friday, Nick Satafamaggio will be the first head coach in the state of Louisiana to lead 3 schools to the state championship game. And I think history will be made. Franklinton going to the dome.
Dennis Dunn never brought Calvary Baptist?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
no, that
Okay.
was no, that
Okay.
wasn't Dennis Dunn. Dennis Dunn bought 2 teams,
That was
Evangelowood
Evangeline,
Bach. I think
Northern
that was
Florida.
Thomas Bachman. I think that
Thomas
was Thomas
Bachman,
Bachman, JB.
Bachman. Yep,
Okay.
Thomas
Okay,
Bachman.
cool. All right. Go ahead, George. Who you
So,
got?
how do I break this tie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you only knew our chat, boy, let me tell you. But all kidding aside, the most underappreciated number one seed in these playoffs to me has been this Demons team. Oh, they could be had. You know, Emmanuel and I talked in advance of the quarterfinals. My brother Emmanuel Peppers, who does a great job contributing to the scoreboard on Ken Trahan's original. And we talked about Franklinton last week, and he was on Lakeshore to win that game. And they were a 2 point conversion of getting it done. And he was like, "Man, I wanted that one so bad." I was like, as analysts, we pick games and you try to be right, and that's what we've done. We do every week. Iowa is incredibly good. What they did at Franklin Parish last week started slow as molasses, climbing up on a mountain in the winter. They were slow. And what happened? The light switch came on and they blitzkrieged them. They can't afford that start against Franklinton Friday night. That is going to be a madhouse up there in Washington Parish. But you know what? Mm, I don't know what I don't even know which way to go. I swear this is another one that's like 50-50, like dead even. And mm, what do I do? Go with the team that has not been there for in a few years, Franklinton. Remember the years they had Shane Smith there.
Yeah.
And they went to a couple of dome. They made a couple of dome appearances, won a championship. I think one or two. I don't remember if they won one or
They won
two.
one. They won one.
Hmm.
They made
Got to
2
one
appearances.
final.
They got the 2 finals and won one.
Hmm. Okay,
Wait, got the 3. Lost the
that's what I
car.
thought.
B car, lost the car, lost to Neville.
Right.
No, lost to Neville, beat Carr in overtime.
Oh, here we go.
And lost the car.
So I got to break this tie by
Oh,
picking. Y'all can check that out, but I'm gonna break this
I
tie.
gotta check it out. I know.
Huh?
I know. I was there.
Okay. Well, no, I'm trying to break. I'm trying to make this pick. No, I'm being interrupted. I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
Um, I am gonna go with the Yellow Jackets of Iowa. I just have a feeling. All right, DJ, call me nerves, bro. Call me nerves, man.
Y'all too
I got
funny.
these two trying to debate about how many titles they've been to. Iowa gets it done,
All right.
and no hate on Salt at all. But Iowa is gonna find a way to win that ball game. Ooh,
All right.
okay.
We're moving on. Plaquemine hosting Cecilia. Cecilia, the big time road dogs. Can they make another road trip and get this job done to return to the state championship game? Remember, they were the state championship runner-ups last year. Do they get the job done over Plaquemine? Plaquemine hasn't been to the state championship since 1961. Who gets it done? You know, a Plaquemine player or somebody from Plaquemine, they called me out last week when I picked Opelousas, and they said, we're going to show y'all. And they showed us last week. They sure did. But I think Diesel Solari got something on his mind for Cecilia. Give me the Bulldogs of Cecilia going back to the Dome. Cecilia, VK.
Well, I think this is going to be an interesting one. Like we mentioned, Plaquemine had and that district was better than we thought. You know, Plaquemine is really back on the map, especially in the Baton Rouge area. They have been really, really playing very well. But I'm gonna go with the most seasoned and experienced team, and is hungry to try to get back to the Superdome and right the wrongs of last season. Give me Coach Dennis Gaines, Diesel Solari, and Cecilia to get back to the Superdome.
George Peppers.
I'm going to agree with the two of you and go Cecilia, and I apologize to the people of Plaquemine because I thought you guys were not this team. You know, winning against Opelousas last week, the way they did, and the week before, I thought they were going to be in trouble. But they have gotten themselves to a semifinal. They hosted Cecilia, got to the Dome last year in a game that JB, you and I did with Emmanuel Peppers, Cecilia, and Opelousas, and we'll see if that happens again with them. Uh, how about them dogs, VK? That's how it's going to be this week. Cecilia finds a way. And Diesel Solari, look, you pick a game like this, you pick the team with the most impactful player, and Solari is that dude. He's going to make enough plays, and this is going to be another high scoring game. Cecilia wins by a touchdown.
Everybody watching, go ahead, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Hit those subscribe or follow buttons, hit the likes, and share amongst your teammates, your friends, your family members. Share, share, share. My boys, they back in the chat. Catholic of New Iberia, they here. Jeffrey, we got Jack Romero, we got somebody named Yo. Catholic of New Iberia, they in the chat, baby. I, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the love. I am. I am. I'm feeling the love. Uh, can
Mr.
you can you compare Cecilia's run to Hornville's run with Puka? If we talk about this year,
Cecilia's run to me is like Opelousas' run last year. Similar, kind of similar, especially with the seeds and everything else. And then for also getting those big road playoff wins. So this is almost a repeat run for what Opelousas did last year to win the state championship.
I see your point. I see your point, VK. My point's a little bit different because I'm going to say no. And the reason why I say no is due to the fact that this team here has been there already. They went to the Dome last year and they know what it takes to get back to the Dome. So I'm going to say no. Hornville that year didn't know how to get there or how to win, but they found out how to win. And Puka put that team on his shoulders and led them to victory in every playoff game except the state championship game. And the only thing with that team is, to me, if Hornville had a passing game, I don't think Hornville loses to nobody in the state. All right. So George did say Cecilia. All right. Division 2 select. We're going to start off with Archbishop Shaw hosting Madison Prep. Madison Prep got a big O line, got a big D line. Yeah, they big. They are big. With that being said, I don't think it will be enough to defeat the Archbishop Shaw Eagles. Give me the Shaw Eagles winning this game and returning back to the Superdome for the first time since 2008. Shaw Eagles over Madison Prep. VK.
Should be a very close ball game. Madison Prep. I mean, they're gonna really take advantage of their size and everything. They're gonna give Archbishop Shaw they have, but I think Archbishop Shaw they get it done. Hank Tierney gets the Shaw Eagles back to the dome.
Let's remember, this is Coach Haines' third year, and those 3 playoff runs, quarterfinals loss, last year semifinals loss. Now we're back in the semifinals. Does he get the win and head to the dome? We shall see. George Peppers.
What's your alma mater start with, Jared? Near the banks
Near the
of the Old
bank
Man River?
of Old Man River. Yep.
See, I didn't go to Shaw, but my brother did. And I'm making this pick on objectivity, but a little family too. My brother is an Archbishop Shaw graduate. But objectively speaking, I said this after they blasted Lafayette Christian that this team was going to be trouble the rest of the way. Madison Prep has done incredible work this year in these playoffs. They've done great work. Handled St. Charles, dropped 34 on those guys. Then Struma gave them a hell of a push last week, 14-6, that game finished. I don't think Madison Prep has what it takes to come to Marrero and get it done. Give me Shaw to the dome.
All right. Okay. We all got Shaw. Let's go to the bottom side of the bracket. I see my man Johnny Thiel in the chat. Congratulations, Johnny Thiel, signing with Louisiana Tech. Congratulations, Johnny Thiel. We're going to get to that game in a minute. Edie White hosting Leesville. I don't know what Seldom Seen talking about. I don't know. Them flags won't be out. I don't know what he's talking about. Edie White versus Leesville. Edie White, good online, good running game. Leesville, they got Xavier Ford, the cousin of Michael Ford. Man, who gets the job done, VK? I think Edie White gets the job done over Leesville, VK.
I think this should be a very interesting game. I think Xavier Ford is going to really, really bring it. It's going to be a great ball game. But I think Kyle is saying and Edie White gets through the semis and gets back to the state championship game. I'm going with Edie White.
All right. Who you got, George?
What is this? Great player versus potentially great team. Xavier Ford is that team. Wow, DJ. All right, bro. Leesville has really just snuck up on people this year, haven't they? I mean, they've made a run, and you could say what you want about, university going out. That's not their problem. That's Leesville and Edie White to figure out which one of them is going to play Shaw next week in New Orleans. And Leesville's got to travel all the way to the Bayou, down to Thibodaux, to play this Cardinals team. And, for all the talk about Edie White, Kyle Lacine is a great coach. I think we all can agree on that. And he's got a great thing going. You know what? It's time to announce this program to the rest of the state. Is going to be the Edie White Cardinals to win this game.
Little bit of information I want to give y'all. Xavier Ford has 3,301 rushing yards this year.
Insane.
He's 137 yards away from breaking the state single season record held by the late Cedric Skinner from Oberlin in 2010. So we gonna see. All right, moving on. Let's get to. Go ahead. What you got?
And JB, I just did some research and everything. Franklinton was in the state championship 2009, lost to Neville. 2010, beating Carr in overtime. And the other runner-ups was 1969 and 1981.
No, that's not right.
No, that is right. I'm looking at two websites, 14 and 0 and Go Preps.
I'm gonna find it for you. I'm gonna find it for you.
Oh wow.
Man,
I'm gonna find it for you.
you still think I'm wrong? Jesus, I'm just looking at research and everything. Come on,
I'm
man.
gonna find it for you.
You just don't want to be wrong.
I'm gonna find it for you, bro.
Find it
God,
for
God,
me.
boy, y'all
I'm
trouble.
gonna find it for you, bro.
Find it for
Oh
me,
my
please.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it for you.
Because
All right.
I was there for that state championship. That was probably the best state championship I ever seen. Real talk.
It was real good when that Carl Franklinton game was real
Yes.
good. All right. Here we go. Division 1-9 select Neville and Central. Coach Semino, man. Hey, see, you talking about Coach Salter from Maggio taking 3 teams. You forgot about Coach Semino.
Hold on.
Potentially.
Coach Semino. Yes, he has. He's taken 2. He's won 2 with 2 other teams. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh no.
Hold on now.
Anyway,
Hold on.
while he wants to go look this stuff up again.
You damn right I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you damn right. Anyway, look, Coach Semino looking to share that history. Coach Salt also, but I don't see it this time, man. Neville Tigers. The Neville Tigers are making their way back to the Dome. It's been some time since they've been there, but they're coming back. Neville Tigers defeats Central Baton Rouge Wildcats. Go ahead, VK.
Well, I think it's gonna be an interesting ball game in itself, you know. And you are actually good job, Jared. Good job. You're
Oh,
absolutely right. You're absolutely don't laugh, George, because I did not. I
I'm
did.
laughing.
Why? Don't laugh at me, because God dog it. I had to go look
I'm
that
not
up
laughing at
myself
you. I'm
because
laughing with you.
I didn't realize it myself. And Jared, I know you wasn't trying to embarrass me. I know you're trying to be
No,
intentional
not
with
at
it.
all. Not at
Not at
all.
all. Because when I looked it up, I said, "Wow, he sure did." But guess what? It's gonna be close. No, Neville's just been back this year, and I really like the run and everything else. But I think the seasoned veterans of Central, man, these guys will not be intimidated. If Central starts it off and they have a good start to this game, it's going to be very close. But I think Central will get it done. I think the Central Baton Rouge Wildcats are going to go out there and get it done against Neville, and it'll be 2 coaches that'll be making history, leading 3 programs to the state championship game. Give me Central.
All right. Who you got, George Peppers?
Since they got waxed by Alexandria later on in the season, Neville, they look like a different team now. That was a hold up. Let's refocus. Let's resharpen ourselves. They have looked like that team. Now they battled a gritty Chalmette team, a Chalmette team that hung around into the 3rd quarter before Neville got away. Central ended karma last week is what they did. When you run scores up on people, that's what happens to you, West Monroe. So they did that in round 1. Central's defense has been so underrated all year long. I get what you're saying, VK. You're right. That team absolutely can win this football game, but Neville is almost to the dance. Almost. And that fan base, we've seen it firsthand. Those guys, they travel extremely well. You think they're not hungering to get to New Orleans? Absolutely. They win a close game. Give me the home standing Neville Tigers to get to the Superdome next week.
All right. Yeah, let's give VK some props because he is right on the Edna Karr situation. I just been look it up. So what it was for me was Taylor Birch and Neville defeating Franklinton in the Dome. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
got confused. So because
Okay.
Edna Karr beat Neville twice. So there we go.
Yes, they did.
Uh-huh. All right. So moving on. Rustin and Destrehan. Ooh, yeah, dig it. Now,
Go ahead,
man,
Macho Man.
Yeah, man. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Anyway, look, man. Destrehan has had Rustin's number for as long as I can remember. They've had their number. But Destrehan's finding their stride. They're finding their stride, man. Starting to click on all cylinders. Does Destrehan beat Rustin again? And they go back to the dome for the second time in 3 seasons. I think the defending state champs finally gets that monkey off their back of losing to Destrehan and defeats Destrehan in a good ball game up in Ruston. Give me Ruston defeating Destrehan. Ruston Bearcats back in the dome. VK.
Well, this is one of those tough ball games here. This is like, you know, this is a coin toss in itself because both teams going at it. Ruston looking to try to have a chance to go back to back state champions. They're really coming along lately and everything. And it's going to be a very close game. Coach Ball, Jared Ball has done some great things building this Ruston program. And Destrehan, they've been through a lot of tough times early in the season, injuries and all that stuff. For them to overcome adversity and everything else, and I've been with saying that schedule itself is going to help Destrehan more than hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is starting to help them now, especially the health of the team, especially how the chemistry of the team coming together. Malachi Dabney, how he has stepped up, and also the return of their quarterback. It is huge for them. This will go down to the wire. Rustin has a great chance to finally get the victory, but I am going with Destrehan to pull off the win to get back to the Super Bowl.
George.
Gotta break another deadline, don't I? Okay. Ruston has never beaten. I'm not saying they've never had, but they've had their issues with this Destrehan team. Not this one, because they haven't played them in years. Jackson Fields is that dude. Airline found out the hard way last week. Malachi Dabney had a crazy game last week. Destrehan put 69 on the board on the road. This is three straight North Louisiana trips for the Wildcat for Destrehan going up to North Louisiana. Think the luck runs out here. I love Marcus Scott, one of my
We
favorite
all do.
people. I mean, one of my favorite people in all of prep sports. But man, Ruston is too close, and they see a potential rematch with Neville in the Superdome. That would be the ultimate catchback game, Ruston Neville, if that happens. I'm going with the Bearcats, but this thing is like I'm going to use a VK quote. This is going down to the wire. I'm telling you, when we track all these games Friday night, as we do our Hash It Out Show game of the week, uh, this is a game that's going to be very, very close, and it may be a field goal that wins it for the Bearcats. They get it done, and they mark their trip to New Orleans. And one more thing, VK, I don't know if you saw Coach Laufeet's post on Facebook about the game Friday. They're talking about standing room only. So we're gonna have
That'll
to
be
figure out a time to get out of here early to get down there to beat that crazy traffic. It's gonna be crazy down there. So, but I'm picking Ruston to win this
y'all.
game.
Y'all will be fine. Trust me. Um, Troy Narcisse, I thought about this, and you brought it up too. Yeah. If Destrehan can pass the ball like never did against them, they have success. So like I said, I think that receiving core is the best in the state. VK thinks differently. I caught that little shade earlier, but I caught that shade earlier. VK, I got you.
There's
But
no there's no disrespect to Destrehan. I think they're
Not at
great.
all.
I think they're great too. They're very great, but I just think Carr is just a tad bit better. But Destrehan is this is like the best group of weapons we probably have ever seen since the 2008 George Jefferson team. That is some great group
oh
of
yeah,
weapons they have there.
yeah. Bo Willie, my man Bo Willie right there, definitely man. But when you got Jabari Mack, Bo Willie, you know who that is, right? Jamari Mack, yeah. Uh, he, he knows him pretty well. Jabari Mack and Johnny Dill and Phillip and oh, my boy Daryl. What's up, Daryl? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Near the Banks, baby. My boy Daryl. Yes, sir. Class of '02, baby. We in the building. But you know, Greg, Greg Wilford too, man. And Malachi Dabney has just stepped in big time and has done great things since Shane Ward is out. But
And shout out to Johnny Thiel, man. Congratulations to him and signing there and everything else is amazing. I knew his grandfather very, very well. His family, a lot of athletes, especially his dad. His dad was an awesome quarterback, formerly of John Curtis and East St. John. For him to really step in to be that guy, that athlete, you know what I'm saying? For him signing to go to the next level, congratulations to him and his family.
all right, Mr. Interrupter, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm
God
sorry.
darn, and I already said that like 10 minutes ago when
No,
he was on Instagram. I just said that to Johnny
I,
Thiel.
I, I just wanted to tie it out because that was kind of personal to me because I know the people very well.
Jesus, you should have said it when I
I,
did.
but I
When
didn't
I
want to interrupt it. You was on a roll, dude.
man, man,
There's times I want to come in.
you
There's
didn't want to
times I
interrupt,
don't.
but you interrupted now. I got you. I got you. Let me stop messing with VK, man. All right, Division One select. Here we go, guys. Let's go. We almost done with the show. Here we go. Oh, it's going down. Excuse me. Morris Jeff Stadium, aka Berman. Edna Karr, Catholic of Baton Rouge. Yo, 2 years ago, quarterfinals. Carr had to go to Baton Rouge Catholic, and they lost. I still say a healthy AJ Samuel probably would have been a different story, but he wasn't healthy. This time, this time, John Johnson, that quarterback, he got weapons galore that we talked about earlier. Baton Rouge Catholic, or they got Amari Clayton. Yes, sir, they do. Can the defending state champs come on down and defeat Edna Karr? It's a battle of undefeateds. If you're going by records, Catholic did lose to University, but that's a loss that has to be forfeited. Who gets the job done? Got my man Brian Turner in here. I see you, brother. Give me Edna Karr Cougars in the jungle. I got the Edna Karr Cougars, VK. Who you got?
I think this game will be really close early, and I think Catholic is really going to bring their best more than anything else. Carr is trying to really exercise some demons, trying to get back to the state championship game and try to get to their first berth in the state championship in the highest classification. And it's been hard for them. And remember, it took a while for John Curtis to finally get over that hump to get to the highest classification and win it. So for Carr, this has been a great run for them, and I think it continues. And the car to the dome.
All right. George Peppers.
3 years ago, VK and I made our first trips back to the Superdome after we relocated back home, and Bryce Brown came to our press box. VK, if you remember, what did he say? I almost forgot what it felt like to drive here. In other words, he was like, "I'm not used to that. I'm not used to driving here. I'm used to getting on the bus and my team going to the dome." Coach Brown, here's a message for you. Catholic, first of all, Catholic of Baton Rouge, you're a very worthy opponent. You're a very worthy opponent. All right. You've had a spectacular year, even in what they call a retooling year, because remember, they graduated some good offensive pieces. That quarterback they had last year was incredible. Won them a state title. They have announced themselves. They're here to stay. But Edna Karr just feels at a different level, don't they? All year long, they have played immaculate football. It continues Friday at Morris Jeff, Edna Karr, Bryce Brown. Get the buses ready. Y'all coming to New Orleans. You don't have to drive next week. Edna Karr wins.
Okay. We all got Edna Karr.
Yep.
Last one. John Curtis taking a trip
Hardest one.
to Central Louisiana to take on Alexandria. I really think this is gonna be a tough one. I do. Alexandria had trouble stopping the veer from Bird last week. And now here comes Curtis, to me, who has a better defense than Bird, whose offense is starting to come together. It took a while, but now they're starting to come together. And people will say, don't bet against J.T. Curtis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will bet against J.T. Curtis one more time in my life. And that time is now. I think Alexandria gets the win, and they will play Edna Karr in the Superdome. Give me Alexandria Senior High VK.
Should be an interesting ball game. I tell you, I mean, two very, very tough teams coming from two very tough districts. And, JT Curtis has just been outstanding once again with this team. Finished with a losing record, but for them to just turn it up, getting their offense together, and pulling off these wins has just been unbelievable for what they've been doing this season. Now you have pretty much Alexandria, who's clearly been on a mission. And they have been really stepping up against some big time opposition. They're undefeated, and they're undefeated for a reason. And you look at their schedule, they have beaten some big time district foes and some defending state champs. Alexandria's on a mission, and it continues. Close game. Alexandria pulls away. I have Ash to the dome.
George Peppers.
So I get the last pick. I got Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick of the show.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, it's like the draft. Alexandria for the first time last week played
Hold
spurt
on.
football.
Wait. My boy Anthony Maurice Smith just hit me up. And boy, he hits me up at the most opportune time every time. But he's a he's a fan of our show. He watches our show on Twitter. The last time I went against Curtis, he sent me some eyes like, oh, you picking against us? And they won. Now here I am picking against Curtis again. And what he sends me? Some eyes. And I'm gonna tell Anthony Maurice Smith again is go out there and prove me wrong, brother. That's all I gotta say. Do what y'all got to do. And I will put up another post like I did 2 weeks ago, pretty much, saying we do
Come
this
on,
for
when they
fun.
beat Acadiana, right?
Yes, we do this for
Okay.
fun. And y'all proved me wrong and y'all did that. So Anthony Maurice Smith, you know how it rocks, brother. Go up there, prove me wrong, and I will put that post up for you, brother. But it's all love for Anthony Maurice Smith, man. So it's all good. It's all good. Go ahead, George. I'm sorry.
You you're good. Um, but they played spurt football last week. Ash. Because they got out fast, then Bird made a run. It felt like an NBA game a little bit. Games are runs. Bird made a run, then Ash clicked again. Here's the thing, though, with John Curtis. Like you mentioned, their offense is starting to find an identity. Reggie Johnson has been that dude in these playoffs. That defense has been stout, holding Turlings to 10 at their house. Never ever bet against John Curtis, right? That's what the wise guys of sports prep, sports media will tell you. Don't bet against the Patriots. And I'm taking an awful risk here, but I'm betting against John Curtis. Thomas Bachman is going to look at JT Curtis and say, yo, coach, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT, but I got a better football team than you, and it's going to come out Friday night. Alexandria, we get our dream matchup. Alexandria and Edna Karr in the Dome next week. Ash, I say they get this by 8 points. Alexandria by 8 over John Curtis.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, everybody that's watching, make sure you hit those follow and subscribe buttons. Hit the likes. Share this with your family and friends and your teammates if you play. Get it all out there. Make sure you stay tuned to the Hash It Out show. So right now, we want to actually do a show on Sunday. We don't know if that's going to be happening yet. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Want to do a show after the Saints game, but we'll see. So just stay tuned to our social media accounts and we will let you all know. But we definitely will be back Tuesday and Wednesday of next week as we get ready for the state championship football games that's happening Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week.
Mm-hmm.
And man, boy, this football season just flew, man. We sit there, be waiting for football, and it gets here, and it's just like that, gone. But
Just that
like I said,
fast.
just that fast, man. But like I said, we want to do a show Sunday just to recap everything. But we will see. Stay tuned. But we're back Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Tuesday 7 o'clock, Wednesday at 7:30. We hope to have some guests. Before we get out of here, VK, last words.
Hash It Out show game of the week. Friday night, Logansport and South Plaquemines. We'll get our countdown to kickoff at 6:30. We'll with George Peppers on the pregame, and then myself and George Peppers on the call of the ball game Friday night. Looking forward to it. All the people who message tonight, come on over on Friday night. Come on over Friday night. Get your popcorn ready. Get your snacks ready. Your dinner. All that good stuff. Tune in to the Hash It Out Show game of the week. You won't regret it. I'm telling you, this is our season. This is our season finale, and we are going to go all out for that last game on Friday. So please tune in.
Well, Troy Narcisse is going to be at in Vachery for the St. James game, but he's going to have his phone on our game also.
Yes,
As he should.
Thank you, Mr. Narcisse. Appreciate
As
it.
he should. Well, we appreciate.
Go
And
ahead,
Troy
George
is the one. Troy's also the one that said Plaquemine was going to win by 35 last week. They won by 13 against, and he was just clowning. But
Yes.
2 years ago, we started this thing called the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. We are finishing our second season. If Friday night is like last year's semi, we're going out with a bang. Last year's semifinal at A.W. Mumford, Southern Lab, Watchdog Christian VK. What did I tell you at the 5-minute mark when OC was up 15? I looked at you. I said, they're playing two button down. I thought Lab had a chance, and they got a funk moves and a scoop and score, or no, pick six.
Pick six.
And got them back in it, and they chased them down. We had a big number that night in a driving rainstorm. Now it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but Friday the temperature's gonna be cold again, like last Friday. The football is gonna be hot. So, like Jared said, like VK, y'all at Friday at 30. I mean, name it. I mean, we're gonna be at the game on stage. That they're gonna show out in a big way. Level go out big this week. I said it last week. Right. I'm gonna get as you always tell me. Speak it into existence. Wait, what?
Nah,
He's
nothing, bro.
Nothing, bro.
Nothing
You
at all.
said
Nothing at
something.
all.
Your lips moved, sir.
I ain't say nothing, bro.
I said nothing.
I ain't say nothing, but I'm
You said
waiting.
nothing.
I'm
We're
waiting
waiting on
for.
you to
I'm
finish.
waiting. Here they come. Here they come. Here
Let
they
'em.
come. They gonna say it for you.
Oh, sell the
They
scene.
gonna say it
The
for
one
you.
that said Eric got robbed out the playoffs. There you go. All right. That's the one that said John Eric got robbed out the playoffs. Team winner. Okay. All right,
They
Austin, you
coming for
talking
you.
noise now.
No, they not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Nobody knew what you said. Oh, you heard like what? There go your internet again. You know they coming. I said nothing because I knew they were coming. I
Yeah.
knew they were coming for you.
Okay.
It was a countdown. 3,
Yeah.
2,
2,
Yep.
1.
We're
1.
waiting.
Oh
Bang.
Lord.
Yep. Look, they ain't done yet. They ain't done yet.
Lord Jesus.
Told you they're coming for you, bro.
Oh, Lord.
Oh man.
I guess we're not alone. You
Look,
know.
look. I'm on Instagram. D2 Spicy. She goes, Lord, what's up with his internet again tonight? See, George, bro, you gotta do something about that, bro. They
I
on
pay
you,
my
bro.
bill. I pay my bills, bro.
We're not saying you not, but man, I mean,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
oh man. Yeah, there you go, Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, there we go.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
he's gonna get me a new modem, VK. But where's our food?
Now
Oh,
forget your food. Your modem is more important.
more than
Man, I
motivation.
feel that.
Oh man, everybody, thank y'all for joining us, man. Thank y'all for joining us. We truly appreciate it. Like I said, stay tuned. Um, stay tuned to our social media accounts. We're gonna let you know if we have a show on Sunday. If not, we're definitely gonna have it Tuesday and Wednesday. So we thank you all for tuning in for this show tonight. Thank you to Coach John Johnson for joining us on behalf of the Edna Karr Cougars as they get ready to host Catholic of Baton Rouge Friday night. We are in the semifinals, man. We are just a week and a half. Tomorrow will be a week from state championship football inside of the Superdome. But that is it for the Hash It Out show tonight. For VK Jones, for George Peppers, I'm JB the Sports Guy. Congratulations to everybody who signed to play at a university today. To everybody, congratulations. We know we got another one coming in February, but today, those who signed early, congratulations. I got one more in the chat. Hold on. Due to all district teams, I gotta get the list, the full list. When I get the full list, I'll do it. I just know in y'all district, I know who the MVP was. Rita Ghazali, the quarterback at Riverdale. He was the MVP of y'all district. But I mean, I saw the Riverdale players, but I didn't see no John Eric. Give me a list. Give me a list. We go from there. But anyway, we're gonna shut this down. Thank y'all for tuning in. For VK Jones, for George Peppers, I am JB the Sports Guy. We'll see y'all Sunday, maybe, but most likely, we will definitely see y'all Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Y'all take care.
Green Law Firm is a full-service law firm specializing in personal injury, criminal law, successions, and family law. With over 25 years of experience, the Green Law Firm continues to provide efficient, competitive, and effective representation to clients throughout the state of Louisiana and all across the nation. Consultations are free. If you're looking for results, call the Green Law Firm at 504-328-3990. That's 504-328-3990, located at 931 Westwood Drive, Suite B in Marrero, Louisiana. The Green Law Firm.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
Head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching the Hash It Out Show.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.